Welcome to my channel. Do you always translate in your head when you speak English? Do you stop, think, translate, and then speak? If yes, you are not alone. Many learners do this. It feels safe, but it makes you slow. It makes you nervous. It stops you from speaking clearly. But here's the truth. Thinking in English is not magic. It's a skill. And today I will show you how to build this skill, step by step. Most learners never hear this, but today you will. And if you watch this video until the end, you will understand what to do and how to do it. So stay with me. I promise. This can change the way you learn English forever. Chapter 1. Why translating in your head feels natural, but hurts your English. Let me ask you something. When you want to speak English, what do you do first? Most learners do this. First, they think in their own language. Then, they translate the sentence into English. Then, they say it. This feels normal. It feels safe. You want to say the right thing, so you translate it first. But this habit, this way of thinking, is the reason many people feel slow, nervous, or stuck when they speak. Now, let me tell you something important. This habit is normal. Almost all learners do it at the beginning. Even I did it when I started learning Spanish. It's okay. You are not doing anything wrong. But, and this is important, this habit is not helping you. Let's look at why. Your language and English are not the same. Maybe your language is Hindi, Arabic, French, Chinese, or something else. All languages are different. We use different grammar, different word order, even different ways of thinking. In English, we say, I like coffee. But in Japanese, you don't say, I like coffee. You say something like, coffee is liked by me. In Spanish, people say, I have 30 years. But in English, we say, I am 30 years old. If you translate directly, it sounds strange in English. People understand you, but it doesn't sound natural. Here's another example. In many languages, the sentence might go like this. Tomorrow to the market, I will go. But in English, we say, I will go to the market tomorrow. The words are the same, but the order is different. If you think in your language first, your English will sound strange. People will hear it and think, this doesn't sound right. And more importantly, you will feel slow. You will feel stuck. Why? Because your brain is working in two languages. First, it builds the sentence in your language. Then it searches for English words. Then it checks the grammar. Then it speaks. That takes a lot of energy. It's like trying to walk while doing a puzzle. You can do it, but it's not easy. You can't focus on speaking well because your brain is too busy translating. Now imagine this. You want to say, can you help me with this? But first, in your head, you say, can you help me with this? You translate each word. You check each word. You are thinking so much, and by the time you speak, you forget how to sound natural. You forget the correct stress. You maybe forget what the other person just said. This is why translating is not helpful. It feels safe, but it slows you down. It makes English feel heavy, like carrying a big backpack. But here's the good news. You don't need to translate. You can learn to think in English. You can learn to say what you want without using your language first. And when you do that, your speaking will become faster, easier, and much more natural. You won't feel nervous about grammar all the time. You won't feel tired after a simple conversation. You will feel more free. You will enjoy speaking English. But it doesn't happen in one day. It's a skill, like driving a car. At first it's hard. You must think about everything. But later, your body remembers. You don't think. You just drive. In the same way, your brain can learn to drive in English without translation. But to do this, you must build this skill. You must build English thinking, step by step. So, in the next chapter, I will show you how babies do it, and how you can do the same. Keep watching. You are going to learn something most learners never hear. Chapter 2. How Children Learn Languages, and what that teaches us. Let's think about something simple, but powerful. Imagine a baby in Japan. The baby is only 1 year old. No school, no grammar books, no teacher. Nobody says, "Today we will learn the past tense." Nobody teaches, "This is a noun, this is a verb." But the baby learns to speak perfect Japanese. How? Because the baby hears Japanese all day, every day. The mother says, "Let's eat." The father says, "Time to sleep." The brother says, "Give me the ball." The baby doesn't understand at first, but the baby watches, listens, and slowly, word by word, begins to understand. There is no translation. There is no thinking like, okay, the word eat means tabaru. I will put it here. Number. The baby just hears the language many times, in real situations. The baby learns from experience. After 1 year, the baby says one word. After 2 years, the baby says 2 or 3 words together. After 3 years, the baby speaks in full sentences. Still, no grammar lessons. Still, no vocabulary lists. Now, let's compare that to adults. Adults try to learn English, but they do it differently. They sit in a classroom. They memorize words. They study grammar rules. They do exercises. They translate everything. And after 2 years, many of them still can't speak easily. Why? Because they are trying to learn the language like a school subject. But English is not just something you learn. It's something you live. A baby doesn't learn grammar. A baby absorbs grammar. A baby doesn't look up words. A baby learns words from hearing them again and again. And this is the big lesson. You don't need to learn English with stress. You can learn it the way children do, with real experience and no pressure to be perfect. Now maybe you're thinking, but I'm not a child anymore. I can't learn like a baby. That's okay. You don't need to be a baby. You have one big advantage. You already know how to learn. You can use books. You can choose what to listen to. You can create a plan. But if you want to think in English, you must stop translating and start experiencing English. You must stop thinking about grammar all the time and start listening more, reading more, watching more, thinking in English, even just a little, every day. The problem is, many learners want to understand everything before they begin. They want to translate every word. They want to be correct before they speak. But understanding doesn't come from translating. It comes from seeing and hearing the same words in many situations. That's how babies learn. That's how you learned your first language. And that's how you can learn English too. Let me give you an example. If you hear the phrase, "How are you?" many times, in movies, in videos, in conversations, you don't need to translate it anymore. You just know what it means. Your brain remembers the phrase. You say it automatically. That is the goal. That is fluency. Not perfect grammar, not big words, just natural language, without thinking too much. So now ask yourself, do I want to be a grammar expert, or do I want to speak English comfortably? Most learners say, I want to speak comfortably. And the truth is, you can. But you must change the way you think. You are not learning math. You are learning a language. You are not studying for a test. You are preparing to speak to people, to listen, to understand, and to live in English. So stop asking, what is the rule? Start asking, have I seen this before? Have I heard this before? Can I understand it from context? In the next chapter, I'll show you the first real step to stop translating and how to begin thinking in English today. You don't need to be a child to learn this way. You just need to stop learning English like a school subject and start living it like a real language. Chapter 3. The first step. Input without pressure. Now you understand the problem. Translating in your head feels natural, but it keeps you stuck. So, what's the first real step to change this? The answer is simple. Listen and read in English every day, with no pressure to speak. Yes, you heard that right. You don't need to speak first. You don't need to memorize grammar first. You need input. Input means the English you hear and read. This is how babies learn, remember? They hear thousands of words before they say one word. They listen for 1 year, maybe 2, before they speak full sentences. And when they finally speak, they already sound natural. Why? Because they listened first. They didn't study. They didn't translate. They just listened again and again in real situations. That's your first step. Listen and read English every day. Now maybe you're thinking, but how do I listen or read without translating? The answer is, use comprehensible input. Comprehensible input means English that is easy enough for you to understand without needing a dictionary. You might not know every word. That's okay. But you understand the meaning. You get the idea. You can follow the story or conversation. If it's too hard, stop. Find something easier. If it's boring, stop. Find something more fun. That's the key. Easy plus fun plus interesting. So what kind of English should you use? Here are some examples. Children's books or stories. These are simple, short, and full of common words. YouTube videos for English learners. Use subtitles if you need to, in English, not your language. Beginner podcasts. Look for podcasts with slow, clear English. Graded readers. These are special books for English learners. They have easy grammar and vocabulary. Cartoons, simple movies, or shows you already know. Watch them in English. Use English subtitles. Let's say you're watching a video. You don't know one word, umbrella, but you see it on the screen. You understand from the situation. It's raining. The woman is holding something over her head. You don't need the dictionary. You understand from the picture. That is learning. That is real understanding. Don't stop the video. Don't write down the word. Just keep going. You will see umbrella again later and again. And one day you will say it without thinking. This is how your brain learns. If you stop to look up every word, you are translating again. That brings back the old habit. So remember, it's okay not to understand everything. You just need to understand enough. And this is the main idea. Input before output. You must fill your brain with English first, before you speak. You cannot cook without ingredients. You cannot speak English without hearing English. Speaking comes later. It will come naturally when your brain is full of English patterns, words, and sounds. You don't need to force it. Just like babies don't force themselves to speak. They listen, they watch, they absorb. Then, when the brain is ready, they speak. It will happen to you too, if you give your brain the right input. So today, your first mission is this. Choose one thing to listen to or read in English. Make sure it's easy. Make sure it's fun. Do it for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Every day. No stress, no dictionary, no grammar rules. Just relax and enjoy English. That is how real fluency begins. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to start thinking in English, with small, simple steps you can use every day. You're already on the path. Keep going. Chapter 4. Silent Thinking. How to build English in your mind. Let me ask you something. When do you practice English? Maybe in class. Maybe when you watch a video. Maybe when you do exercises. But what about when you're alone? When you're walking, cooking, getting dressed? Most people don't use that time. But actually, that's the best time to build a strong English brain. How? With something very simple. Silent thinking. Silent thinking means you don't speak out loud. You don't write. You just think in English. No one hears you. No one corrects you. No pressure. But slowly, your brain gets better at building English sentences. It's like playing guitar. You don't play a concert on the first day. You start with small notes, simple chords. Little by little, you get faster. More fluent, more confident. English is the same. You need to train your brain. One sentence at a time. So let's try it now. Imagine you're making coffee. You go to the kitchen. In your head, say, I'm boiling water. Now I'm pouring the coffee. The mug is hot. I will add milk. It smells good. You're not reading. You're not translating. You're just saying simple things in English, in your mind. And that's the key. Keep it simple. Don't try to make big, perfect sentences. Start small. Just name the things around you. You can do this anytime. When you're brushing your teeth, this is my toothbrush. I put toothpaste on it. Now I'm brushing my teeth. When you're outside, it's sunny today. The car is blue. I see a bird. Every little sentence you think is practice. And with time, your brain will get faster. You will stop translating. You will start thinking naturally. And here's something important. Don't worry about mistakes. Maybe you think, is it the car is blue or a car is blue? Forget that for now. It's okay. The most important thing is you are building English sentences in your brain, and your brain is learning. When you do this every day, something amazing happens. You start to hear your English voice inside. That voice becomes stronger and faster. You don't need to stop and think. You just speak. And that's the goal. Fluency without fear. But it doesn't happen in one day. It happens with simple, silent practice. Again and again. So here's what to do. Today, take 5 minutes and look around you. Try to say in your head what you see, what you do, what you feel. If you don't know the word, skip it. Use a simple word instead. If you don't know the grammar, guess. It's okay. Later, when you listen to real English or read a story, you will see the correct way. Your brain will fix the mistake naturally. That's how children learn. And that's how you can learn too. You don't need to speak out loud yet. You don't need to impress anyone. You just need to practice this small habit. Every day. Because the truth is, thinking in English is a skill, not a gift, not a talent. A skill. And skills grow when you train them. One simple sentence at a time. One silent thought at a time. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to grow this voice even more with a powerful but simple tool, shadowing. We're building your fluency step by step. Keep going. You're doing great. Chapter 5. Speak simply, not perfectly. So now you've been listening, you've been reading, you've been thinking in English, silently, in your head. Now comes the next step, speaking. But maybe you feel nervous, maybe you feel scared, maybe you freeze when it's time to talk. Why? Because many learners think they must speak perfect English. They're afraid of mistakes. They don't want to sound wrong. So they stop. They stay quiet. They wait until their English is better. But let me tell you something important. Something your teacher may never say. You do not need perfect English. You need simple English. Simple English is good English. And when you speak simply, your words come faster, and your brain doesn't need to translate. Let me show you what I mean. A student once told me, I want to say I would have gone to the market if it hadn't rained. That's correct English, but it's hard to say. Even native speakers think before they say it. So I asked, what's the simple version of that sentence? She said, I didn't go to the market because it rained. Perfect, clear, simple, and no translation needed. This is the secret. You don't need to say everything perfectly. You just need to say it clearly. Here's another example. Instead of, I am considering whether or not I should apply for the position. Try. I'm thinking about the job. Same meaning, less stress. Instead of, my opinion is that it was an inappropriate decision. Say, I think it was a bad decision. Simple, natural, easy to say. Simple English is easier to think in. And when you stop trying to say big things, your brain relaxes. You stop translating. You just speak. That's why children speak fluently. not because they're smart, but because they speak simply. They don't say, "I believe I have misplaced my beverage." They say, "I lost my drink." You can do that too. Use what you know, not what you wish you knew. Not the fancy sentence you learned last week. Use the words you already have, the grammar you already feel. This is the path to fluency. And here's something else. When you speak simply, people understand you better. Native speakers often speak simply too, especially when talking to someone new or someone learning. They don't care if your sentence is perfect. They care if your message is clear. So when you speak, don't think, "How do I say this perfectly?" Think, "How can I say this simply?" That one question will help you speak more, fear less, and stop translating in your head. Let's try it now. I'll say a complex sentence, and you say the simple version in your head. If I had studied harder, I might have passed the test. Now you try to say it simply. Maybe, "I didn't study, so I failed the test." That's perfect. You understood the idea. You said it simply. That's real communication. So today, your practice is this. When you want to say something in English, don't wait for the perfect words. Don't try to translate long sentences from your language. Say what you can, with the words you already know. If it's short, that's okay. If it's simple, even better. You will get better by speaking more, not by waiting until you're perfect. Remember, fluency comes from using English, not from thinking about English. In the next chapter, I'll show you a daily speaking method that brings everything together: listening, thinking, and speaking. So your English becomes smooth and automatic. You're almost there. Keep going. Chapter 6. Practice that builds automatic English. Now you've come so far. You understand why translation in your head slows you down. You've learned how babies learn, through real language, not grammar rules. You've started silent thinking, building your English voice, one sentence at a time. You've learned to speak simply, not perfectly. So now the question is, how do we bring it all together? This is where we move from understanding to training, because fluency doesn't come from thinking about English. It comes from using it again and again until it becomes automatic. Let me show you how. There are two very powerful tools for this: shadowing and imitation. Let's start with shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a short sentence in English, and you say it at the same time as the speaker. It feels strange at first. Maybe your mouth feels slow. Maybe your brain says, "I can't keep up." But don't worry, that's the training. That's the muscle you're building. For example, find a short, slow podcast or a YouTube video for beginners. Play a short sentence. "I'm going to the store." Now, play it again and try to say it at the same time. Not after, not before, at the same time. "I'm going to the store." Try again. Your mouth and brain are learning the rhythm, the speed, the feel of real English. It's like music. You don't learn a song by reading the notes. You learn by singing, by repeating, by hearing and doing. Now the second tool, imitation. Imitation is easier. You listen to a sentence, then pause, and repeat it in the same way. Listen to this. "She's drinking coffee." Now pause. Repeat it out loud. She's drinking coffee. Same words, same tone, same speed. Do this for 5 minutes a day. That's it. Repeat the same video again and again. Don't think, I already heard this. Think, I'm training my brain. Because your brain learns by repeating, not by hearing something once. This is how your brain makes English automatic. And don't worry about speaking with a perfect accent. The goal is not to sound like a native speaker. The goal is to speak easily, naturally, without translation. And you can do that. Start with short, easy content. Children's shows, beginner podcasts, YouTube videos with subtitles. Watch, listen, pause, repeat. Don't wait until you feel ready. That feeling will never come. Start now. Start small. Repeat often. In the beginning, you may feel slow. You may feel awkward. That's normal. But after 1 week, you'll feel faster. After 1 month, you'll stop translating in your head. And after some time, English will start to come out, naturally. Like this. You want to say something, and boom, the words are there. You don't think, how do I say this in English? You just say it, because you've trained for it. This is what fluency really means. Easy, automatic English. And you can get there, not by being perfect, not by memorizing grammar, but by doing small, simple things every day. So now, your job is to keep going. Build your habits. Listen to easy English every day. Think in English in your head. Speak simply, without fear. Practice shadowing and imitation, just 5 minutes a day. These steps are small, but powerful. They will change your English. One day soon, you'll speak without stopping. You'll understand without translating. And you'll feel proud because you built that voice. You trained it. And you can do it again tomorrow. And the day after that. This is not magic. This is habit. You can stop translating in your head. 1 sentence at a time. You've already started. So keep going. If you learned something new today, or if you feel more confident now, please hit like. It really helps this video reach more learners. And if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Tell me in the comments, do you translate in your head? What's the hardest part for you? I read all the comments and I'll try to help. Thanks for watching. And remember, English is not just grammar and vocabulary. It's a way of thinking, and you can learn to think in English.